Okay, good evening, everyone. Yes, I am live. Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? How has the week been for you so far? How are the children if you are a parent? All right. It's been an amazing week, right? It's been an amazing week for me. It's been exciting. I have been so fascinated and intrigued by the whole event, the whole record breaking, attempts by Hilda. And I have followed that in the last, in the 4 days, that she did that challenge. So it's been exciting. I don't know. I think, like many other people, I got really very excited by that whole, you know, events and all of that. All right. So, have you cashed out the lessons? If you're parents, have you cashed out the lessons from that whole, events? Because there are a lot of parenting lessons right there. All right. So I'm just here for a few minutes and I'll run. Okay. So sorry that I come up here, late. I'm a light scroller, right? So I have to do that because I am in that season of my life where um I still have a child that is a bit young. Okay, so normally the kids and I stop and read from 8 to 8:30. Stop and read is the time where we stop doing everything else. We would have finished with dinner, finished with everything, and we just stop and read a book for leisure. So everybody just stops, look for a nice corner, and then you chill with your book and you read. So it's part of is one of the ways that we have used to help our children cultivate the habit of reading for leisure. So behind me here is a library, and behind me here is a library, and all the books in this library are for the kids. So and my kids are like reading voracious readers. Okay, and that's because we have created a system to help them cultivate this habit. Okay, so basically I have to stop with them, do the stop and read. We have to do that with them before I can get into any other thing that I'm doing. So when we're done, they go off, get ready to sleep, and then I can jump in here and have a chit chat with you for a few minutes, and that's what I'm doing right now. All right, so if we haven't met before, my name is Maribel Chima. I am the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship Academy and PTM Resources. Okay, I like to pop in here. Oh, did I add that I'm the proud matron of the Mastermind Circle? The Mastermind Circle is a program we run for young children and preteens, okay, where we help them start the journey of consolidation. What is consolidation? Consolidation in this case refers to the season where our children begin to the season where they take all that they have been learning from all of us, from parents, from their coaches, their parents, their teachers, their pastors, everyone, and the children begin to chart their own course, or they begin to direct themselves from a place of intrinsic, okay, or internal motivation, as opposed to the instructions, the many instructions, teachings, and all of that comes from external influence. So yes, the external influence is very, very key. So all the learning that you're gathering from all of these people, from us, from the people who work with us, to support our children. So all that learning that you're gathering from everyone is very key. But hey, all that learning is not what translates into our children directing themselves. It's not what translates into our children using higher functioning skill to navigate. Okay, there has to be the place of practice. There has to be the place of practice. There has to be the place of consistency. And then there has to be the place where the children begin to direct themselves to do these things on their own without being forced by other people. And that comes with a lot of practice, a lot of consistency, and very, very important, okay, very, very importantly, it comes with accountability. So that accountability and all of these things that I've talked about is what we offer to you as a parent and to your child in the mastermind program. So the mastermind program is the consolidation. We like to call it that. It's a consolidation. It's the time where your child begins to look at himself more than he's looking at you. It's a time where your children become responsible. Okay, they become responsible and they have to stand, or they have to, account for their responsibility or irresponsibility. Okay, so that's what we get them into that space in the mastermind. All right, so that's the program. And I am a proud matron of the mastermind. All right, so I run the mastermind program. We run the program in partnership with my 13-year-old son. All right, so he is the lead partner of the mastermind partner. Then, I need to add here that in the mastermind, the children are self-directing. So a lot of what the children do, they do on their own. It's a child-led system. All right, who is that? Chidima, is that you? So the mastermind is a child-led system. So I am the watcher. Okay, I am the matron. So I am the one who watches over the children. I am the one who holds them accountable. Hi, Chidima. Chidima is the mastermind parent. Okay, and she's always here. All right, to she's always here when we are up like this. All right, it's good to have you, Chidima. How are you doing? How are Kosi and Kamsi? All right, so that's it. So it's the consolidation. It's that place where every child, if you have a child that's between 7 and 14, this is where they should be. I promise you. There is nothing like the mastermind. All right. So it's about the child. It's child-led. So when you hear educators say something is child-led, it is child-driven. It's child-driven, it's child-led, it's moral, it's about the children. And it's about one child inspiring the next child and the next child getting better because one child is supporting. It's just an amazing place. It's a peer mentorship accountability group. That's what we call it. All right. So earlier today, I saw an article earlier today, and that article said that I read the article, and it was about a young boy. Okay, a young boy. Yeah, he's about 16, and amazing child, right? And he was like, oh, how come he wasn't, from the article, he says, I can't remember how many. He has about 6 or so, he has broken about 6 or more or so. About 6 records, Guinness records, basically. He has broken. It's the boy and his brother. Because between them, they have about 10 or 11 Guinness, records that they've broken. And he's a Nigerian also. And the child is wondering, okay? So the child is wondering, or that's what the article said. Okay, the child is like, I have won this many, records, or I've broken this many records. How come nobody recognized me, or nobody's recognizing me? So it's not as if the record that Hilda is breaking is the first time, a Nigerian is breaking a record. I think Kathy has broken the dance, Kathy, the dance person, right? I think Kathy has broken the Guinness Book, that record also in dance or something. I think so. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think so. Right, because I saw somewhere where she was saying that the verification doesn't happen automatically. During their time, it took about 2 weeks. So I want to believe that she is also a record breaker, right? So there are many other Nigerians that have broken this record. How come it is Hilda that we're all about? Is it because cooking is a feat that is impossible? Is it because cooking is something that, other people cannot do? Is it because why is this different? Okay, why is this different? So as in when I saw it, right? Nigerians are smart, right? Yes, Nigerians are smart. No doubt. So when I saw it, I actually stopped and I'm like, oh, so like, I need to recognize this child. Well done. At 16, he's broken 6 records. Okay, that's something. That's huge, isn't it? And all of that. So I wrote an article a few days back, and I wrote a post a few days back. Okay, and on that post, I said something. I was referring to Thomas Edison. And I said that Thomas Edison, the scientist, right, the one that discovered the light bulb, right? Thomas, I mean, if you have to think about it, think about him or visualize or imagine the kind of person that he was, or what it was like, to have worked with him, or what it was like to, if you had, I mean, if you had 10 minutes to be in his lab, what do you imagine it would be like and all of that? Okay. And I mean, I'm a science student, right? I'm a scientist, I mean, I read botany in school. So I know what it feels like to be in a lab. I know what it feels like, when you have that. I have like a lot of ethical professors. So you know what your profs look like and all of that. So in my head, I can just picture like this really serious lab coat wearing, thick lens, thick lens, lab coat, rough hair kind of person that Thomas Edison probably was, and all of that. So I was reading I was reading a book, and it actually said it's not true. Okay, it actually said it wasn't true. Thomas Edison was all cool, yes, he was a scientist and all of that, but his lab, I mean, he had a whole team. It wasn't like he was engrossed in, like, work. He had a whole team working with him. It's not the way you would want to picture it. He had his team. Did you notice that about Hilda? She had a formidable team. Thomas had a team. And he also said that he was a savvy entrepreneur, as in he knew how to position himself for the press, aka he was visible. Okay, so Thomas Edison was visible. He was visible. He knew where to position himself, how to position himself for his inventions, not just to be another one of those inventions that I'm sure during that era, a lot of people, it was the era where a lot of, technology started kicking in, and, a lot of discovery was happening, at that time. So I'm very sure many people had their different labs. Many people were trying to, discover things, everybody was trying to impact the world and make life easy and all of that. But no, this person wasn't just, in the corner. He wasn't just in his small space. This person made himself visible. He knew how to draw attention to himself. And that's because there is something that's not just about the passion. There is a recognition of the financial, implication of what it is that he was doing. So the book said he was not oblivious of, the financial benefits that could come with his inventions. So he was not pretending about the fact that his work could actually, bring financial benefits, And so he was also not oblivious of the fact that if he was doing all of this and he wasn't positioning himself, probably he will not get his work will not get the relevance that it deserves, isn't it? I mean, you can create all you create. If it doesn't get into the right places and it doesn't get into the hands of the right people, your invention might as well, be unknown, isn't it? So it is not about the fact that a child or anyone is gifted. The question is, who is benefiting from your gifts? The question is, who are you impacting with your gifts? The question is, who is seeing you? Okay? Who is seeing you? I mean, what's that song? The one that said, the world will never see you until you do, isn't it? You gotta get up and make a move for I used to know that song very well now. You gotta get up and make a move, for the world will never see you until you do. You gotta show them what you got. So basically, if you are, this is not the time. This is not the time where you are doing great feats. This is not the time where you have a gift that can impact people. This is not the time that you have a gift that can make a difference and you are hiding it. Why? Why? Didn't the scripture say that you cannot put on a light or a candle and put it under your bed? Or are you going to do that? Okay, the light, you are the light of the world. You are supposed to shine for the world to see. And I'm talking about your child here. I'm talking about your children here. Our children are the light of the world. And so if your child has a gift, if your child has been blessed with a gift, if your child has something that your child can start honing right now, why are you hiding that child? Or why is the child not impacting people? Who says that impact is something that happens only when you are 30? Who says impact only happens when you out of the university? Who says that? And who says that your face has to be, if you are weary, if you're weary about your face or the face of your child being, and who says that social media is the only place where your child's impact can be felt? We are getting these things wrong, and a lot of why we're getting it wrong is because of our all of the limiting beliefs and all of the wrong narrative, cultural, most of them, that is holding us back. So, dear parents, your child has been blessed with talent. Your child has been blessed with gift, and God did not make a mistake about that. I remember when our son started running a YouTube channel when he was 7 years old. I've told the story, a lot of times. Okay, he did his first video was when he was about 8, right? But he started talking with his coach, with his mentor at the time. I had just enrolled him into a mentorship program with a friend, someone that I went to school with, basically. And oh, sorry, my goodness, can you see me? So I just enrolled him, and they had started their program, and one thing led to the other. We had been talking and having conversations, and all of that. And during that period, so he started a YouTube channel. The first time, I know I've told this story before. The first time that his head of school saw the video, one of his first or second video, okay, she saw it and she was really impressed and all of that. And she was at the assembly with the kids, and she mentioned that, oh, Kamsi started a YouTube channel. He was teaching science. Okay, long story how we got there, right? But if you've been following me, you know that story. Okay, so Kamsi started his YouTube channel. She wanted to encourage the other kids. If there's anything you want to do, go ahead and do it. If there's any way you want to impact, the world, those of you who want to write, books, basically encouraging them. And then at the end, she told them, go subscribe, and watch his videos and all of that. One of his friends, classmates, went home, came back the next day and said to Kamsi, that this one that you're doing YouTube channel, let someone not come and kidnap you. Basically a lot of horror. Let them not do this, do that. Why Kamsi came and told me, was like, oh, this person said. Now this person was a child that was even younger than me. At the time Kamsi was 8, and this child was about 7. Okay, but he had he had like 3-4 things that could happen to Kamsi for just teaching the circulatory system on YouTube. For just teaching the digestive system, teaching how, metamorphosis and photosynthesis, just teaching this for 5 minutes on YouTube. A parent had already kept a child and filled the child in on all the terrible things that could happen because an 8-year-old decided to impact other people by sharing his knowledge. Now, these are all the mindset blocks that we carry about for whatever reason, for some obscure spiritual beliefs and obscure cultural beliefs, and we sell all of this. And this is how we dim the light of our children. And so this is the reason why your child can be doing great feats and you are there, oh, let nobody see them, let nobody hide them, let nobody hear them, let them. Well, how are they going to shine their light if you keep holding them back? How is the world going to see them? How are they going to impact the world? Okay, as I said, who says it is on social media only that your children can bless the world? Who says that anybody needs to see their face if, that's not where, if it's not relevant to what they do? But whatever it is, help your children discover who they are. Help them discover who they are, help them discover their superpowers, create platforms for them to opportunities for them to hone these superpowers, create platform for them to showcase this superpower, and then create the right mindset that helps them understand that they were created for a purpose, and that purpose is to impact life, to make a difference. If the right mindset is not in place, then your children are not going to understand what all of this is about. Okay, we're running a course in the next 9 days. Okay, the Raising a Financially Smart Child course. In that course, we are going to take these children on a journey for 4 days, and then the parents for 1 day. It's a 5-module course. Part of the modules are for your children, and one of the module is for you. By the end of that course, your 7-year-old to 15-year-old who you will be enrolling for this course, we will help you put a mindset within your child that is that will help them have the right thoughts, the right habits, the right behavior, the right personality, okay, when it comes to money. Okay, the course is going to help you understand how you can support your child. Okay, it will help you understand what your child's money personality is right now, and then you know how to work or how to support your child. In the course, we're also going to have the children, it's a lot we're going to do in that course. Okay, we're going to have the children know how to make, manage, and create, and then grow wealth as a child. Everything that we're doing is going to be age appropriate, but I tell you, it's the same principles. The same principles. If your children can understand these principles right now, didn't Mark Zuckerberg create his first software when he was only about 10, 12 years old? Isn't that the same thing? Elon Musk, the first thing that Elon Musk had that he served the world was created when he was about 12 years old. Same thing with what's his name, Bill Gates. What are we talking about? Have you heard the story of Dangote and how, as a very young person, okay, he started working with his uncle, something like that? See, and this is the time. Because at this stage in your children's life, when they are young, learning is easy, more authentic, and it is achieved in an almost unconscious way. And so it is deep. Okay? Science says that when children learn things early, especially during the window period, the point in their life where their brain is ready to take in that thing, the brain is recalibrated in a way that it retains that thing. The foundation for most of the things that our children need to navigate when they are 30 and 40 and 60 is done in the first 5-7 years of their lives. And of course, the younger they are, the easier it is for them to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Okay, so this is the time. Okay, we will teach we'll teach the children ideas for monetizing and selling the skills that they have. Okay, we're going to have a 2-week accountability program, and in that accountability as part of this course, and this course is just 7,500 though, but I'm ready to give your children 2 weeks and 4 days in this program. The team is going to give them 2 weeks and 4 days. In those 2 weeks, the children are going to come up with projects. Okay, we're going to help them identify their superpowers, and they're going to come up with projects that are money that have money connotations. Okay, you're going to come up with this project and we're going to execute this project. But at the end of this project, your child will be honing a skill. At the end of this project, your child will know, okay, where he wants to start being visible. And we're not saying this is going to be his lifetime. We don't know what it is, but what we care about is, where is your child in the season of his life? Is he in the point where he is ready to unleash his purpose? Is he in the point where he is learning? Okay, or is he at that point where he is waiting for a season where he will unleash? We will help you work with the children to get all of this in place so that we can start running. But more than anything else, we are concerned about their mindset and how their money personality, what it is like, more than anything. Okay, we will help them cultivate a positive money behavior. Okay, we want to help them cultivate positive money behavior. Okay, we want to help those children create a mindset. We want them to create wealth We want to help them create wealth mastery. Okay, basically, let them start talking like people who are not afraid. Okay, Hilda wanted to get into the Guinness Book of Records. The first attempt she made was when she was only 22. So, meaning this probably been somewhere in her head when she was younger. And hey, she didn't just wish, she went ahead and did a lot about it. She went ahead and did you see her team? My goodness, did you see her team and how that team executed? Okay, so it's a lot of mindset work, it's a lot of behind the scene work, really. And we need to get our children to that point where they begin to think with the right mindset, beginning now. Okay, we want our children, want to help them start turning their skills into profitable ventures. That's what we want to help the children start doing. And yes, I'm talking about your 7-year-old, your 10, your 12, your 13, your 15-year-old. Okay, we want to teach them early how to manage. We want to teach them strategies that they can use to start managing, okay, and start managing the small investments or the small earnings that they have right now. We want to help your children create the right money mindset. We want to help them create the right money habits, basically. Now, in this course, we will be doing all of this and more. And so I don't see why any of your kids shouldn't hop in. And hey, it's not a course that it's not a one of. After that, they will have replays. You can go back to this. You can use this to teach them for a long time, and you can continue to go back to it. And then, of course, we'll have a powerful session with you as parents so that you know how to support your child in the now. This has nothing to do with whether you are a wealthy person or you are not a wealthy person. You can be struggling, and yet you can raise a child with the right mindset, okay, that does not see struggle anywhere in his head. I remember at the beginning of the year when our son had to create his financial goal, okay, his financial goal. And so I had a CIDO, a universal bank check. Okay, I had a universal bank check from Kuva. Okay, and I handed him one of those checks, and I told him to write his financial goal for the year. What money does he expect to make at the end of the year? When he came back with it, he had a 7-figure. He had a 7-figure as his goal for 2023. And I'm like, oh, really? And he said, yes. And then how? And then he broke it down, pa, 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 pa. And then he put it in his vision board. And so every morning I see him stand in front of his vision board when he's visualizing and he's praying. And he says, Father, I can achieve my goals. And I hear him, I can achieve my goals. And then he begins to talk, I have achieved my goal. This is how I feel. At the end of December 31st, I've achieved my goal. This is how I feel, and all of that. What mindset does your child have? All right, I'm going to leave you here right now. Okay, so what am I saying? I am saying, if your child has a gift, if your child's got a talent, then let the child begin to manifest right away at the point where they are. They do not have to be everywhere on social media, but it is who we see. It is who we see. We will see you, or we will see your work. The world will not see you until you see yourself. It's not about the people that you see. The question is, who is seeing you? You need to put all of this at the back of your mind. And then, are you locking your child up and shouting, read, 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 read? At what point is the child going to hone the skills and the talents that they have? Honing is a long-term thing. So you don't cook your child up and you're waiting until the child is 18 and 17 and 18 to come and start honing a skill. The season to hone is right now when they are young. The season to manifest, if you like, you can choose any time. But at the point where they are honing the skill, let the people who can benefit from what they have, let them begin to benefit. You're not even God. I don't know why you're not even God. Do you know? Do you know one day from the next? All right, parents, I need to go right now. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you got value from the session. Let me know in the comments if you got value from the session. If you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed, please subscribe and be a part of the amazing work that we do right here. All right. And if you are not following us, Go ahead and follow my page on Facebook. There's so much that we're doing here that you can benefit from. If you have questions, put in the comments. If you got value, let us know you got value from the session. This session. Have a fantastic evening. And if you're catching the replay, let me know where you joined me from and how much you got value, or how much value you got from the session. My device is low on battery. I gotta go. Have a fantastic night. Bye.